Good morning. How are you doing? Thank you for joining me on the mat this morning. Has anybody got anything they particularly want to work on? Yes, it is a bit chilly this morning, Sharon. I quite agree. Welcome, Michaela. Nice to see you again. Okay, so it is 10 o'clock, so I think we will begin. Iyengar wrote, and Richard Freeman wrote a book called The Mirror of Yoga. Morning, Della. So the mirror of yoga, this practice that reflects back ourselves, where we see the projection of ourselves very clearly. And with that clarity comes knowledge, and knowledge is the surpasses ignorance. So yeah, we use the mirror of yoga to reveal the nature of ourselves. And that doesn't mean the physical. The asana brings vitality and vitality to the body. And it brings a sense of belief to you of what you are capable of. It's not a limiting practice, it's an expansive practice. But when we're talking about the self, it's not the image that you see of yourself in the mirror. It is the reflection of who you are at the deepest level. And that doesn't necessarily come with one yoga practice. It comes slowly. It's insidious. It creeps in, this knowledge. And sometimes it can be really inconvenient, you know. Sometimes it can reveal stuff to us and insist that we cannot no longer ignore stuff that we keep pushing underneath the carpet, that we keep hiding in the backs of the cupboards. No, yoga can be really inconvenient in that way. And it forces us to make change very often, big changes in our lives. Many yogis will know that, because yogis don't compromise. Once it's been revealed to them, once the path has been revealed, then they need to make steps to follow that dharma, that path. So with that in mind, let's do some practice. So we'll begin by sitting, I think. So if you have a block or a cushion you can place underneath your bottom, then by all means do so. Make yourself comfortable. You don't have to sit in cross-legged. You can sit with the legs extended away from you, or you can kneel if that works better for you. Settle yourself, close your eyes, and take a lovely deep breath in through the nose. And arrive in your body in this moment as you exhale. And if you're not quite there yet, then inhale and exhale and arrive. And then close the eyes. And just take a moment to allow the internal environment to settle. Begin to notice your breath. Begin to deepen your breath. On the in-breath, have a sense of the side ribs expanding, moving the breath into the back of the body. As you breathe out, just settle down into the earth and rise up through your spine. And note the sense of contracting through the ribs. And we notice these things. They are revealed to us, just in the same way that we look into the mirror and stuff is revealed to us. And on the next in-breath, reach the arms up towards the sky. And clasp your fingers together and exhale and reach up through your palms. Inhale, lift a little taller and look up. And exhale, release your right hand down to the floor. Sprinkle your fingertips to the earth. Lengthen up through the left hand. Anchor the left hip, and as you exhale, come over to the right. Draw the right ribs forward and the left ribs back, and take your head back. Enjoy that stretch up through the left-hand side of the body. Inhale, come up. And exhale, take the left fingertips down to the floor. Inhale, right arm comes up. Anchor the right sitting bones and journey to your left. Left ribs forward, right ribs back. Turn the gaze towards the ceiling. And if it feels nice, just turn your head a few times. And then pull up through your right arm, inhale and come all the way up. And exhale, relax your hands down to the knees. Take a deep breath in. And breathing out, drop the chin towards the chest. Inhale the head to the center. Breathing out, lift the chin towards the ceiling. Inhale, head to center. And as you exhale, turn the head to the right. Inhale, head to center. And breathe out and look to the left. And inhale gently back to the center. Holding the knees, inhale, pull the heart forward. Lift the gaze, look up. Exhale, round, turn the gaze down towards the navel. Inhale, heart pulls forward, lift the throat. Exhale, round the spine and scoop up through the lower abdomen as you do so. And again, inhale forward, stimulating the digestive fire. Tone your pelvic floor as you exhale. Couple more. And then we'll release. Come back up, come onto your hands and your knees. And just bring your right foot to the outside of your right hand and begin to roll your weight in a circle, freeing up that hip. And notice the weight shifting around the four limbs in a circle. How that feels beneath the hands. And then go the other way if you haven't already changed direction. And then come to stillness. Turn the back toes under. Push down through your left hand. And inhale and lift your right arm up towards the sky. And if you're ready, you can float the left knee off the floor and just begin to stretch through that left leg. Inhale. And exhale and gently release. Right hand comes down. Left knee comes down. Turn your right foot out to 45 degrees. Push into your left hand and take your right hand to your right thigh. And begin to lovingly drop that right knee away and look over your right shoulder. And breathe. Nice one. Inhale and exhale and release. Right foot comes back and let's bring the left foot to the outside of the left hand. And then roll your weight in a circle. And then we'll go the other way. And then we'll come to stillness. Press down through the right hand. Inhale and lift the left arm up towards the sky. And if that's enough, we stay here. Otherwise, we'll turn the back toes under and float the back knee off the floor. Head back, look up and breathe. Inhale, and as you exhale, take the left hand down to the floor. I'm going to walk to the right. Walk to the right and bring your feet parallel with each other. You can have a soft bend in the knees. We're early in the practice here. Inhale, look forward, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, hollow through the abdomen and gently draw in. Push through the hands. Inhale, look forward, extend through the spine. Exhale and gently draw in. Inhale, look forward, hands to the floor. You might want to be up on your fingertips. See what works best for you. And you're just going to gently bend one knee and then the other, and try and time it so you're doing it on an exhalation. And you're just mobilizing through. And you're being very gentle and very curious. So here, when you're being asked to work tenderly and carefully, you can observe, it can be revealed to you through the mirror of yoga, your natural tendencies. Do you find it hard to be kind to yourself, to not push yourself? Or maybe it's your pattern that actually you're afraid to push, to feel anything. Maybe you're just numb and afraid of feeling and sensation. Many people are. Anyway, the mirror of yoga reveals this to us. And then we'll come to stillness. Soften the knees, bring the hands to the hips, and inhale and stand up. Bring your heels in, your toes out, spread your toes. Inhale, bring the arms up to shoulder height. Turn the palms up towards the sky. Feel the chest open and lengthen into your fingertips. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, you're going to bend down. Inhaling, coming up. Breathing out, bending down, trying to keep the plumb line of the crown and the pelvic floor. Keep extending into your fingertips. Reach from the little finger side to the thumb side of your palms. One more. Then we'll inhale and stand up. And exhale, bring the hands to the hips. Turn the feet square once again. Inhale, chest opens. And exhale and come forward. Placing the left hand under the center of the chest. Inhale and lift the right arm up towards the sky. And we breathe. Inhaling. And exhaling, right hand comes down. Pushing down through the right hand. Inhale, lift left arm up. Breathe in. And breathe out, hand comes down. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, hands to the hips, soften the knees and inhale and stand up. And exhale, come to the front of your mat for Surya Namaskar. Look forward, set Tadasana, and find the plumb line, aligning yourself, crown, heart, pelvic floor and ankles. Inhale, the hands reach up, look up. Exhale, draw the hands to your heart. Inhale, stretch through the front of your body. Exhale, bow forward over your legs. Inhale, take your right leg back and drop the knee to the floor and look up. Hold the breath if you can into a press-up position. And exhale, take the knees, the heart and the chin to the floor. Press into your hands, inhale, float your heart forward, ground your thighs, open your collarbones, look up. Exhale, push back, floating the knees back to the dog face down. And maybe the knees are very bent. But we push through the heels of our hands and we radiate up into the hips, letting the bottom blossom out behind us. And hanging the head, because it feels so good to let go of our heads. Lift from the inner knee up into the inner sitting bones. Then on your exhale, push down through your hands, come high on the tippy toes, push the floor away. And inhale and step your right foot forward between your hands and look up. And pushing into your right foot, exhale, bring the left foot forward as you fold. Inhale, look up. Bring the hands to touch above the head. And exhale, let's take it all the way forward for the left-hand side. Inhaling, left leg goes back, knee to the floor, look up. Hold the breath if you can into a press-up position. Exhale, take knees, heart and chin to the earth. Inhale, glide through into Bhujangasana. Exhale, draw back to the dog face down. Inhale, step forward with the left foot, right knee to the floor, look up. Exhale, right foot comes forward as you bow. Look up, drop the tailbone. Inhale, lift the hands, lift the heart. And exhale, the hands in front of the chest. Take a deep breath in and a settling breath out. Check into the internal landscape. What is revealed to you? And we note without judgment, just compassionately and lovingly, surveying the inner landscape through the mirror of yoga. And then we'll step wide to the right. Take the feet out underneath your palms and turn your right foot out and push your left heel away. Level your hips, lightly lift up through the muscles of your legs. Feel supported. Inhale, bring the arms up to shoulder height. Now as you exhale, bend the right knee and drop down into Virabhadrasana, Warrior Two. Look down your right arm, stretch from thumb to thumb and breathe. The plumb line of crown, heart and pelvic floor are still there, rod-like. And we stay long enough so that we can feel that we're cultivating strength in the legs. Cultivating the strength of our concentration. But not so long that we are wobbling. Inhale, come on up. Rest your hands on your hips. Feels good. Turn your right foot in and your left foot out. Push the right heel away. Hips come square and level. Lightly lift up through the knees. Inhale, arms float up. Chest opens. And as you exhale, bend your left knee and it goes in the same direction as your foot. Perfect. The body is beautifully designed. It is well made. And then the gaze goes down the left arm. And the arms might be feeling it now. That's called life. And still we have the plumb line. We have that awareness of our center line. On your back foot, press your inner ankle towards your outer ankle. And really extend from your armpit into your elbow. So your tricep is helping to support the arm. And we breathe. And we'll inhale and come up. Feels good. Exhale, hands to the hips. Well done. Left foot turns in, right foot turns out. Square the hips. Inhale, arms come up. And on the out breath, we bend the right knee. Right elbow comes down to the knee. And sweep the left arm by your ear. Now the right ribs are coming forward and the left ribs are coming back. It's like we're rotating around the central axis of the spine. And still the right knee is moving in the same direction as the right foot. Okay, coming out of Utthita Pasvakonasana, inhale, come up, arms up. Swap your feet around. Left foot goes out, right heel goes away. Square your hips, inhale. And as you exhale, the left knee bends. And the left elbow comes down to the knee and we sweep the right arm around. Left ribs forward, right ribs back. Chest open. Push through the left foot, inhale, come on up. And on the out breath, we're going to windmill the right arm past the ear. Take the hands down to the mat. And pushing through the hands, we'll press back to downward facing dog. On the in-breath, let's come to a press-up position. And on the out-breath, let's take the knees to the mat, point the toes behind you, squeeze your armpits towards your waist, draw in and up through the lower abdomen. And on the next out-breath, slowly but surely come down to the floor. Lift your shoulders, send them to your elbows, pull the heart forward, and inhale and rise up into Bhujangasana. Turn the toes under, float the knees off the mat, and press back to downward facing dog. Inhale and float the right leg up towards the sky, high on the left tippy toes. And exhale and step the right foot forward between the hands. And we'll drop the back knee to the floor. And we'll come into Ardha Hanumanasana. So it might be that you need to slide that heel a little bit further forward. That's fine. It might be that it's happy where it is. It might well be you just have a slight bend in the knee, and that's good too. Just work with what you've got. There's a sense of anchoring the heel and then sliding the skin up into the sitting bones. And the breath is deep and the breath is full. And it's revealing, it's all information. Revealed to you by the mirror of yoga. Keep long through your neck. And then we'll come forward. And just sink forward. Take your hands up to your knee. Back of the foot to the floor. And we're just going to gently and lovingly sink forward and stretch through the left quads. And so there's a sense of lifting in and up through your lower abdomen as you work here. Deep breath in. And breathe out and release. Hands come to the mat. Back toes turn under. Lift the back knee. And then lovingly press back to downward facing dog. Now you could just stay here if you wanted to. Or if you wanted to just go through a little vinyasa, then you'll come forward. Drop the knees to the floor. And this time, bring the chest forward. Like a half upward facing dog. And then exhale, press back to the dog face down. Inhale, float the left leg up towards the sky. Come high on the right tippy toes and exhale and step the left foot forward between the hands. Back knee comes down and then sink back into Ardha Hanumanasana. Okay, come forward. I'm conscious that I forgot to do this on the other side earlier on. So just walk your left foot out for a bit. Turn your left foot out to the side and drop onto the outside edge of that foot. Take your left hand to your left thigh, right hand to the floor, and just kind of lovingly push that hip away and let the chest radiate backwards. And take your head back. And there's something quite magnificent about your haughty gaze over your left shoulder. And own that. Breathe. Inhale. And on the out breath, come back to the center. Walk the foot back in line with its own hip. and come on up onto your knee with your hands on your knees, and you're pushing yourself up. You're scooping up through the lower abdomen. If you kind of picture the angle of your pelvis, you're scooping up at the front, giving room for the tailbone down and letting your right buttock crease go out to the side. Hands on the knees, take a breath in, and on the out breath, sinking forward. Good stuff. Hands to the mat. Turn the back toes under. And press back to the dog face down. Deep breath in. And slowly out. Inhale high on the tippy toes. Exhale, knees down to the floor. And bringing your hands up to your hips and standing on your knees. Take your hands to your back. Peel your elbows back. Drop your shoulders down into your elbows. And now lift your ribs up. So you feel as if you can physically extend your ribs up out of your pelvis. So you've created length. Take the front of your throat towards the back of your neck. And then peel your heart up towards the sky. And have the back of your heart lifting up towards the ceiling. Support your head as you begin to look back. Front of the throat remains towards the back of the neck. And breathe right up into your collarbones. And then push through your knees. Inhale, come up. And as you exhale, take your hands down to the mat. Keep your bottom over your knees. And then lovingly walk your hands forward. Now I like to come up onto my tippy fingers so I get a real stretch through my armpits. You can't really see, can you, because of the black mat? I need to get some different coloured clothes and not wear grey. Okay, so I come right up onto my tippy fingers. And then I'm kind of melting the heart down, melting the forehead down and wrapping the outer armpit down towards the floor. And we breathe. And then as you find the chest opens, you can begin to look forward. If you can. If not, just rest the forehead on the mat. If you need to work with the hands flat on the floor, that's okay too. And then inhale, look forward, float up, and then come onto your belly. Let's work with Salabhasana, the locust. Various different arm variations, but we'll work with the hands beside us, arms extending back, palms facing up. Squeeze your legs together, zip them together, and extend from your belly button to your big toes, pointing your feet. Extend from your belly button into your crown. Anchor the hands on the floor and slightly take the elbows out to the sides. And then inhale and lift your heart up away from the floor. And then lift your legs up away from the floor. And breathe here. Maybe backward bends are your favorite thing in the world, or maybe they're not. But keep long and let the mirror of yoga show you these prejudices. Ultimately, it's just a shape. The mind creates the story around the shape. Exhale and come down. All right, let's take a variation. So we're going to bring the hands by your waist. Heel of the hand by the waist, fingertips in line with your bra strap if you wear one. Lift the shoulders, send them to the elbows. Extend from the belly button to the crown to the toes. Legs stay zipped and inhale. And float the legs up. Float the heart up. Keep sending the shoulders to the elbows. Stay long. Inhale. And exhale and release. Hands come under the shoulders. Push down through the hands. And exhale and draw back to downward facing dog. That's not downward facing dog, that's pose of the child. Downward facing dog. And then we'll do pose of the child in a minute. Strong legs now. Doesn't matter if the knees are bent, but they can still be strong. Have a sense of the collarbones moving towards the feet. Really hang the head. Inhale high on the tippy toes. And exhale, take the knee wide to the floor, point the toes, and sink your bottom back towards your heels as best you can. If the bottom comes to the heels, having the hands about halfway forward, just push slightly and ground down more evenly. And have a sense of the back being wide. Inhale. And as you exhale, take the right arm all the way underneath you and drop the right shoulder down to the mat and the right temple to the floor. And then the left hand can go forward and come back up onto your fingertips. It's a sense of space and length in that left hand side. Soften through the shoulder. And then we'll slide the left hand back. Push into the left hand, inhale, come on back. Exhale, place the right hand with awareness. This is the definition of vinyasa. Inhale. And as you exhale, send the left arm all the way through, left shoulder down to the mat, left temple to the floor, and walk your right hand forward, up on the fingertips, and breathe. Inhale. Exhale and release. Slide the hand back, press lightly into it, and come back to the center. Bring your knees a little closer together. Take your hands, wrap them around the opposite elbow, and take your elbows underneath your shoulders. Clasp your fingers together and press your forearms down, and it's a definite pressing, a chopping action down through these forearms. Try not to let the elbows come wider apart. You can use a strap around them if you've got one, if that's a tendency you have. Push down through the hands, turn the toes under, and lift your bottom up and pull your head between your arms. And just, the head isn't on the floor, you're pushing down through the elbows and finding some space. And you're very strong. You don't have to straighten the legs, you can keep the knees bent, but lift up into those sitting bones. So, so strong. Push down through those forearms. And then you're going to walk the feet back a little bit. And we're going to practice inhaling, coming into a plank position. You might just have to adjust the distance between your feet and your elbows. And then exhale and push back. Inhale. Now take your gaze forward as you come into plank. And exhale and push back. And I know it's tough, but you're strong. You're cultivating such wonderful strength and self-belief. And if you can only do 2 today, that's grand. It's 2 more than you would have done. And it's revealed something to you. It's given you some information. And we take that on board. And when enough's enough, we'll gently come down to the earth. And let's make a pillow. One hand on top of the other hand under the forehead. And just take rest here. To know oneself is the greatest of accomplishments. It's the gem of all knowledge. It's the aspiration of yogis. To know ourselves in our fullness, to have our unique talents and gifts revealed to us, to stand in our radiance, to know how very capable and strong and unbroken we are. So, slide your hands under your shoulders, push up, and crossing the ankles, come to sitting. Or come to sitting any which way suits you. So on your mat, you're going to take your legs wide apart. And if you struggle with that, there's a couple of things you can do. You can bend the knees a little bit if it feels too much. Or you can take a couple of blocks underneath your bottom. This is quite a big block, or a cushion, and the cushion will work. You can take, and that extra height. But if you are on a block, don't ram your knees down towards the floor. Keep a micro bend in your knee, a sense of pulling the heels up towards you just to protect the back of that knee joint and not hyperextend. Okay, legs extend away, reach into the heels, lift up through the thighs. And we're going to lift, take the fingertips behind you. Widen your chest, widen your collarbones. Close your eyes. Return to the internal landscape. You should be interested in what's going on in there. And the space and the time and the energies of the time on your mat is when this is revealed to you. And then the beauty of this practice is that as we step off the mat, we get used to having that awareness of the state that we're in at any given time. And that knowledge gives us the space to not be reactive Gives us a space to choose how we're going to respond to stimulus. Now, feel the space that the pubic bone's got to drop forward, and then come forward. Hands are on the mat. Inhale, lift your heart, look forward. And exhale and draw in. Now, if you need the hands behind you still, that's dandy. But if the hands are here in front, then keep lightly lifting up to the tops of from the thighs up to the tops of the hips. Keep long through your neck. Keep the belly, the breath, and the face so soft. Tap into the source of yourself. Tap into your inner radiance, your inner light, your inner hell yes. And then inhale, look up. And exhale and release. Bend your knees. Bring your heels in. Feet come together. Walk the bottom in towards your heels. Inhale. Press the heels lightly together and extend from the hip into the knee. If it's too much, you can put a block or a cushion underneath the knee so the groin feels supported. We don't want an unsupported groin. Inhale. And to continue that sense of support, you're going to exhale and notice that you can tone your pelvic floor. This is good information to have, especially when you go out into public. And then you're going to quietly come forward. And we can find that support in the pelvic floor here on the yoga mat. And then we can find it to support the back, to support ourselves at a very, very deep fundamental level out in the world. So many runners have weak pelvic floors. It's the atrophy of the internal organs pressing down onto the pelvic floor when they run, male or female. And by supporting and cultivating strength in there, then they can protect their back and improve their gait when they run. And then we'll inhale and look up. Lift the heart. And exhale and release. Bring your knees in towards each other. Wrap your arms around the knees. Come up on the toes. Relax so that you're now floating. You're in a little cosmic hug of your own. Let your forehead relax down towards your knees. And we breathe. Lifting the head. Extend the left leg away from you to the earth and take your right foot over to the outside of your left knee. Right hand to the floor behind you. Inhale, lift up through the left arm. And as you exhale, twist to your right, pick up the elbow, take it to the outside of the knee, and then gently look over the right shoulder. Inhale, look forward. Take your left hand and take hold of the outside edge of the right foot. And inhale and lift that right leg up towards the sky. Come onto the fingertips of your right hand behind you. Inhale. And exhale, look over your right shoulder. Inhale, look forward. And exhale, bend the right knee. Slide the left leg in towards you. Get your sitting bones even. Squeeze your legs lightly together. And lift your heart. There's a sense of the sacrum lifting up towards the chest. Extend the arms away. Lengthen from the elbow into the little finger. And inhale, keeping the knees lightly squeezing together, pointing the toes. Float the legs up. Chest lifts. And then we'll hug the left knee in towards us and extend the right leg down. Take the left foot over to the outside of the right knee and the left hand behind you. Inhale, right arm sweeps up. Pick up your waist, reach it over towards the left thigh. Take the elbow to the outside of the knee. And then lovingly twist. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, take the right hand to the outside of the left foot, reaching that left leg up. And it might still be bent, that's fine. Left fingertips stretch away to the floor behind you. Lean back, look over your left shoulder. Inhale, look forward. And exhale, release the leg and let the foot come down to the floor. Flesh away from your sitting bones. Press the heels down. Inhale, lift the hands and the heart, lift the gaze. And exhale, offer yourself forward. Gratefully over the legs. And we'll take what we can, the shins, the outsides of the feet, the big toe lock, whatever feels appropriate for you. Try and keep your elbows pressing lightly wide so the collarbones aren't compromised. A sense of staying long through the back of the neck, as if you can create space here at the back of the cranium and here where the spine meets the sacrum. And then we inhale and lift the gaze and look up. And exhale and release. Bring yourself back to your comfortable seated position that you started the class with. Either on your blocks or kneeling, whatever feels appropriate. Let your base settle down and your spine rise up. Close your eyes. We're going to take 5 long, slow, deep, conscious breaths. As you inhale, lift from the pelvis up through the spine and all the way up into the crown of the head. And as you exhale, descend down. mentally all the way back down through the spine and back down to the floor as you bring heaven down to earth. And then we rise up to meet heaven, inhaling, filling the chest, lifting the energy up through the spine. Exhaling, descending back down to earth. Making that connection, that universal connection, so that universal truths can be revealed to us through the spacious practice of yoga. And then we'll exhale completely. Inhale and reach the hands up towards the sky. And exhale through into the fingertips. Inhale, stretch taller still and look up. And exhale and release. And then lie down on the floor, please, for Shavasana. Your pose of relaxation at the end of class. Make yourself comfy. Keep yourself warm. If you have a blanket or something to put over you, then by all means do so. Take the legs slightly apart, let the feet relax out to the sides. And take the arms away from your body with the palms facing up. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale with a soft sigh. And again, deep breath in. And let go with a sigh. And then relax, giving yourself full permission to take constructive rest. You cannot pour from an empty cup. And so the practice restores and revitalizes, recharging your batteries. Really soften the space between your eyebrows. Feel how the outer edges of your eyes can just relax back towards your ears, widening the internal gaze so that you can see further and deeper into the internal landscape of your soul. Taking a long, slow, deep breath in and out of your body. Bring some gentle movement back into your toes and into your fingers. Enjoy a lovely stretch. Bend your knees and roll over to your right hand side. And bring yourself to sitting. Bring your hands in front of your heart. Let's chant one Om together. Deep breath in. Om. Trayambakam yajamahe sudandin pushtin vardhanan uvar kami bhavandanan michu muchirat mutat. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. And give yourself a little bow. Namaste, yogis and yoginis. Thank you very much indeed. If you liked this class, if you could tick the thumbs up, that would be marvellous. Thank you very much indeed. Just to say, this is the last couple of weeks where the classes are free and live online. And then from the beginning of July, all my classes will be available on Patreon with fresh classes, 4 fresh classes posted a week there. And it's a donation site, Patreon. You can see it, the link is in the blurb at the bottom of this class. And if you can only afford $1 a month, then that is gratefully received. If you are in a position to support me further, then that would also be greatly appreciated at this time. Thank you very much indeed, and I will see you next week, I hope. There's a class on Tuesday in the evening at 6:15 if you like this level and pace of class. All right, take care. Lots of love. Bye.